Good evening. Here we are with Bedroom Talk. We've been off a few nights here, and but we're a little behind on doing our proposition, so we want to get right into Proposition 54. So let me read this one here. This is the Legislature, Legislation and Proceedings, Initiative, Constitutional Amendment, and Statute. So this is the, let's see, changes rules of legislature's public meetings. So this is, um, if it passes, videos from all of the legislature's public meetings would have to be one, recorded, two, posted on the internet within 24 hours following the end of the meeting, and three, downloadable from the internet for at least 20 years. And none of this takes effect until January 1st, 2018. So
It also
prohibits the legislature from passing any bill unless it has been in print and published on the internet for at least 72 hours before the vote, except in cases of public emergency.
and they define public emergency by the governor actually declaring a state of emergency. Then they can pass things quickly to respond to emergency situations.
Like the big earthquake.
Like the big earthquake they keep promising us. So I believe already they have to print the bills 72 hours ahead of time so that everybody can read them. Unlike the Obamacare that they dropped on them and said, okay, now we're going to vote on it, and then you're going to decide. Then after you've approved it, you can read it and see what's in it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, all 1,200.
One of those famous quotes. Anyways, but what happens often now is you have a bill comes through, it's been printed, everybody can read it. Then it gets to the floor for debate. They'll debate on it. They will pass amendments to it, and then they will vote on it on the spot, and it'll go on to be signed by the governor to become law. That's the point at which a lot of pork is added. The kind of thing of, well, if we can add this, if you add this amendment to it, then you'll get my vote, and that's spending in my district. And then you go, oh, add some spending in my district, and you just add on a bunch of spending. And a lot of times people don't see that because they don't see it till after it becomes law, and then it's kind of too late.
And it doesn't really have anything to do with the law.
Right. Sometimes they're not even related issues. It's just spending. Of course, the governor in California has line item veto. He can cross those things out, but which is different than the president. So effects, being that this would be showing on the internet, it would give particularly watchdog organizations a chance to respond to any of the amendments that are added last minute and make them public. It also records all the proceedings, not only for the main sessions, but for all of the what are you doing? Okay. For the committee meetings and such, unless they're closed door session. And those have to be kept for 20 years. So people can use those. So people can go back and use those recordings for anything they want based on this proposition. In the past, under current state statute, recordings of assembly meetings cannot be used for political or commercial purposes. This changes it. Now you can use it for anything you want. So you would see them being used in, political ads as a hit piece and that kind of thing. Effects, there's some financial effects, $1 million to set up some of the systems, $2 million for ongoing costs to monitor and keep things, uploaded and recorded. Other effects, I think it would probably slow down the process a little bit. Amendment goes through. Now you have another 72 hours waiting before it becomes law. Most of them don't actually go into effect till the end of the beginning of the next year or 90 days or whatever it is. So, but it does delay the process. So my feeling is this becomes much more democratic. There's much more more eyes watching what's going on. Hopefully, there's less insider deals and such, and we have a more upfront and honest Congress. So, my opinion is yes on this one. So, see you next time.